The following is a special presentation of Soul Cafe Radio.
The fire's hot, but you won't bow. They say sit down, but you ask how. The lions roar, but you don't flinch. Faith won't move an inch. They build their walls, but you break through. You hold the line when the world won't do. A whisper calls for such a time. Will you draw the line? The crowd is loud, the stakes are high. Will you rise, or will you hide? Will you take your stand like Moses at the sea? Will you lift your hand like Esther made decree? Will you walk alone though the flames demand? Will you take your stand? Will you take your stand? The storm rolls in, the night turns black, but courage burns, no turning back. They laughed at Noah, but he built the ark. You carry light into the dark. Pharaoh's throne looked like it ruled, but God sent Joseph calm and cool. Elijah stood on Mount of Fire, one man against a lie. The crowd is loud, the stakes are high. Will you rise, or will you hide? Will you take your stand like Moses at the sea? Will you lift your hand like Esther made decree? Will you walk alone though the flames demand? Will you take your stand? Will you take your stand? Will you take your stand?
The following presentation is a production of Reunion Media Group. Please see the show description for the link and please support our show sponsors.
Welcome to Soul Cafe Radio. You are listening to From the Heart, a podcast designed to inspire, encourage, and educate the people of God. And now here is your host, the Word Master.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, and whenever you're listening, you're tuned into Soul Cafe Studios from the Heart Podcast, and I'm your host, the Word Master. Today we are continuing our series, Steadfast, the Christian's Enduring Walk. Today we're talking about enduring fiery trials. Our scripture reading is taken from 1 Peter chapter 4, verses 12 and 13, which read, Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trials which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened unto you. But rejoice inasmuch as ye are partakers of Christ's sufferings, that when his glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad also with exceeding joy. Now, right away, as I always tell people, when you become a Christian, that is the one thing that you know is going to be in your future. No matter who the believer is, no matter when the time is, for the past 2,000 years, that is the one thing that you know is going to be on the table when you give your life to Christ. The classic example, of course, is Peter and what Christ told him, Paul. Well, Peter too, but Paul, because he was here persecuting the Christians. And when he got converted, when Christ got a hold of him and reached his heart, he already knew that his life was not going to be easy. Peter, upon his reinstitution among the disciples, Christ again told him what was going to be his lot. But all throughout, no matter who the believer was, all the way from Abel, all the way right down to the Apostle John in scriptures and down to our time, suffering has always been the lot of the believer. Suffering has always been an experience. No one ever came to Christianity and said, this is going to be my way out of trials and persecution, because they knew. The Bible tells us that the trials that we go through, right, those are the things that made us perfect. Even Jesus Christ, we are told of, it says that he learned obedience, and this is human language, he learned it through suffering. No one of us will go through this Christian walk without undergoing some level of trial, some level of persecution, some level of suffering. Why? Again, we just talked about it, but in the applicable sense, you think of it as what sandpaper does to wood. It makes it better. It polishes off all the rough edges and the hardness and makes it smooth. No, as I pointed out time and time again on this platform, it is not God doing it to the believer. God is not the author. God is not the one who brings suffering upon us. But we live in a world where suffering is inevitable because of sin. And therefore, as you go through, like you heard in the intro song of the people that went through, none of them escaped trials and tribulations. None of them escaped suffering, because it is going through those things that character is tested. Character is not formed because of trials and tribulations. Let me tell you that right away. Character is formed because we overcome the world, the flesh, and the devil. That's how character is formed. But character is revealed. Character is shown when we go through this experience. As the song said, will we stand or will we fall? Brethren, from my heart to yours, here's what I'm hoping from the series. As I've been telling persons from this year began, and I think I mentioned it in part one, the time of crisis, the final crisis of the last days, some call it the Great Tribulation, Jacob's time of trouble, or whatever you may label it as. Abel, all the way up to the Apostle John, have not endured what we're going to endure, and there's a reason why. But, beloved, no one of us, and all of us combined, would not have endured as Christ would have endured. And the Bible puts it this way, and for the joy that was set before him, he endured the cross, because he knew out of it would come something good. And that's what one writer in past ages saw, that whenever a Christian was mowed down through martyrdom, others rose up. You can't explain that in an ordinary world where that seems out of place, but it is what happens in the spiritual realm, where faith is not ordinary, where standing firm for principles is not ordinary. So, again, in closing, will you take your stand, my friend, and be steadfast? That is the calling on your life. Will you?
The winds may howl, the waters rise, the storm may steal the brightest skies, but I won't bow, I won't let go. My anchor holds, my heart will show. Steadfast, unmovable, here I stand. shadows fall, but through it all I'll heed his call. No turning back, no looking down. With every step I gain my ground. Steadfast, unmovable, here I stand, abounding in the work of his hand. Faith unshaken, hope alive in his grace. I will steadfast, unmovable, here I stand, abounding in the work of his hand. Faith unshaken, hope alive in his grace. I will
The proceeding has been a presentation of Reunion Media Group.
Thank you for joining us today on Soul Cafe Radio. You've been listening to powerful music and messages for the mind and soul. Join us next time when we deliver more of the same. And remember to visit our website at www.soulcafeonline.org.